Hi, I'm Cantor Debbie Catchko Gray, and I like to make prayerful creations using Swedish weaving. I have done two little YouTube videos now on a table runner, and now I'd like to show you a Tallit that I'm working on. And I thought it might be interesting for you to see the process. So I'm going to try and show you what I'm working on. So this is the beginning, and you can see I have the threads in place, and I've just started the Torah stitch. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. So the Torah that I've just started, this is basically just the outline. And you can see I used a combination of straight across and going straight up, which makes a little bit of a loop, and then figure eights for the handles. And the figure eight is literally just going down vertically one float and then coming back up the same float. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now for the middle of the Torah. Before I do, I think I should just show you some of these. So this is just going straight across. This one is also very simple. It's just going over, down, across, over, down, across. And this one is the very lovely weave, which I just showed in my last little video. And there's that one. And here's a Jewish star, which is also pretty easy. It's two straight rows and then diagonals across, diagonal. One goes down, one goes up. I'll be doing a video on that as well. But I thought I would show you a little bit about doing the Torah stitch. This one is probably the most elaborate of all the ones that I do. So I'm going to use a gray thread. This is pearl cotton number 3. I like to use pearl cotton number 5, but I happen to have a bunch of this number 3, so I like to also use what I have. Excuse me while I get my scissors. Right over here. Okay. So I'm going to be doing the inside of the Torah, and it's going to be going up and around. So I need to do at least 3 widths of my fabric. So I'm going to measure 1, 2, 3. Just to be safe, I'm going to do like 3.5. So of course, whatever thread I cut for the bottom of the Torah, I need the same for the top. And of course, I need it for the other side as well. But I'll do that later. So let me just measure 1, 2, 3, and always a little extra. Okay, so I take my thread and I use my size 18 tapestry needle, which has a nice clear opening eye area, and I squeeze the fabric, and I never have trouble going through that eye. So I find the center of my Torah is right here. And I found the center by folding the fabric in half. You always want to center your pattern. So for instance, this Torah, there are going to be 3 Torahs on this fabric, because I've got one that started right in the middle here. I have one there, and just enough on the end so that when it's hemmed, I'll have 3 Torahs that are placed well. You always want to leave a little space at the end so you don't cut off a pattern. When I first started, I had half a Torah, half a star at the end, and it looked awkward. So it's taken me years to figure out how to do things, and my good friend Ellen Temkin can always guide me. She can always look at something and see what's going on. So now I'm going to start in the row right above this outline of the Torah, and I'm going to go across I'm going just before the end. I have to pull it through and equal the thread, equalize it so that I have the right amount to work with when I pick up the other side. So I always even out the thread. You can see now I have the same amount on either side. And when I do the center of the Torah, I like to have something that kind of reminds me of the lettering inside. So I kind of go back and forth, back and forth. And I'm going to show you as I'm doing it. So I'm going up, I'm going directly above it, and I'm going to go across one, I call that three spaces, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pull it and leave just a little bit of a loop. Now I'm going to go back right above it. So I'm making kind of a wavy thing here. I'm going to go back one more time. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3. Pull it through and always leave a little bit of room there. Now I'm going to go back on the top. And now see that? Now I'm going to go take my needle and I'm going to go through 2 floats. And I'm going to make a really pretty, kind of like a little bit of a Z, and go all the way down to the bottom. I'm not going to pull it too tightly because I like to leave a little bit of a loop, a little bit of movement there. And now I'm at the bottom. I'm going to go all the way across. So I have that. And now I'm going to go back up. Let's get this out of the way. Now I'm going back up. Making these nice diagonals. And there's a little space in the middle, but I'm going to leave that space. Sometimes it's okay to have a little space. All right, now going back up, back to the top, and I'm just going to go straight across. I love the way that looks. All the way across. And down here, I'm going to start again, going down. sure hope I have enough thread. I think I cut enough, but if I didn't, I have a trick to be able to put more in, but I think I have enough because I'm pretty much close to the end, so let's see. That's part of the adventure. I don't know. Going back up. And if I do run out of thread, it's a fantastic lesson to show you how you sneak in more thread. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need more thread. Okay, so now I wonder, how far across am I supposed to go? Well, all I have to do is count from the one I just did. I'm going to count the spaces between the floats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 there. So I want to have 5 here. I think I have more than 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to go back. I could put my needle through and get rid of one. And if that's not so clean, let's take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I have 5. And I'm going to do my wavy back and forth. And I guess I would cut 4 widths across with thread and not 3.5, because this is not enough. Okay, so now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to go back and forth. Sometimes you have to turn the fabric. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go all the way across. I go across to just about there. I don't go past this bottom line. And now I'm going to do this wavy. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to add more thread, which is a good lesson. Because now I know for every single one I do after this one, I better cut at least 4 widths of the fabric. Okay, so here I am, and I humbly admit that I did not make it long enough. So luckily I have more gray thread, and I think this is more than enough for what I need. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. I'm going to trim it close to the end. Don't need that. Okay, and now I have to add in this thread to extend it so I can continue. And this is why it's good to have patterns with a straight row, because you can sneak in another thread. So I'm going to sneak it in right there. I'm going to go on top of the other thread. And I'll just pull the other thread right to the end. You can see it's a little darker, but not so much. And you know, these things are handmade, so handmade by humans, allowed to have some modification. And now I'm going to go up and down with this, and I definitely have enough thread. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm doing my looping. If I can do it. down, just going through 2 floats. Then across the bottom, and then up. It's always hard to know exactly how much thread to cut. It's better to err on the side of generosity. Okay, and now I'm just continuing to the end, and I can, when I'm going straight across, I can put a whole bunch of floats at one time. Okay, well that is the beginning of a Torah, and I'll do the same thing on top. And I'm going to have a little space in between here, and I'll probably put some shiny silver or something. Okay. Well, that's it. That's it for today.